I got the front apart a little bit, did the normal stuff I usually do. So I'll start off by taking the whole front end off. So it's just like the front bumper, the radiator support, and then usually what I'll do from there is work my way to taking off the lower crash bar, and then I'll take the radiator and intercooler off, and then just get access to the front of the engine. And then really from there I can start prepping it to pull the engine. It really doesn't take too much time. Once you disconnect all the plugs, go underneath, disconnect the subframe bolts, disconnect the exhaust, and then undo the fuel lines, this whole thing will just roll out like an assembly. It's really not too bad. The last time I did it, I just rolled it out on a skateboard underneath it. So I'll go through it and then keep you guys updated. So we got the battery out, got the intercooler off, got the radiator off, condensers off, AC is unplugged. Now just going through and unplugging the rest of the harnesses, and then we're labeling everything as we go.
This is way up.
Yep. So then what we'll do is take the wheels and tires off, take the suspension loose, undo the 10mm bolt holding the steering rack on, and then I should be able to take all this out in one kind of big chunk. Alright, engine is out. So I went ahead and pulled it out like in half on the last few of these, where I just pulled the whole subframe out with the transmission, the rack, everything. You kind of do it like as a whole unit. So on this, you can leave the entire engine bay harness actually attached, and then just unplug it from the fuse box. So yeah, the next thing to do is going to be to start taking the interior apart and the all the wiring harness. But yeah, this is a big first step. I wanted to show you real quick how to remove an airbag out of a Focus ST, or RS, or really Escape or whatever. So what you'll do is you'll take off this top panel here, and then you'll turn the wheel to the side, and you see kind of behind here there's these little sections. Well, those line up with these little tabs, and then what you can do is reach from the back through that little hole there and depress this with like a flat head screwdriver, and then you do that on both sides, and then it'll pop out, and then you just got to undo the connectors. Now before you guys go yanking this and trying to get this all out, a couple things to keep in mind. Don't rotate it, the wheel, if you can avoid it, because you don't want to screw up your clock spring. That'll happen. And the other thing is, if your car has a knee airbag, which this one does, you're gonna have a collapsible sensor for the airbag and restraint module. And you think, okay, I've got everything unplugged, you'll start yanking this, but there's a plug back here. You've got to take this plate off and take that sensor out. Then you can take the whole column out. If you try to yank it, you're going to destroy that sensor and you'll have to buy a new one. Otherwise, you'll have a bag light. So keep that in mind. If your car has a knee airbag on the driver's side, you're going to have a sensor here. And there it is. It's this little guy right here. And you will have to replace that if your car was in a collision. It's a one-time deal. But this car's fine. No bags deployed, so we're just going to keep it. Dash out. Now I got to work on the dash frame itself. which really isn't too bad. You can actually leave all of the harnesses attached to the dash and then just unplug it from the BCM, and then it comes out as a unit, just like the engine and everything. You can kind of do it in big units and modules, kind of like how the factory would, which saves a lot of time. And you know, I just go through and label all the connectors. That way tomorrow I can remember actually where they go. But yeah, we're making good progress. I'll keep everybody posted. Okay, there's the dash frame pulled out with the dash harness, and then here's the HVAC, or you know, heater AC box, whatever it is, and then this is the shifter mount, and that's what it looks like with it all pulled out. So now the next step is going to be to basically pull the engine bay stuff off the pedals, and then we'll just slowly work our way towards the back. But making really good progress here. Just trying to put the bolts back exactly where I took them out, labeling everything, that way I remember where it goes. Progress. So engine bay harness right there. Got both the front seats. There's the rear seats, the bottoms. I got the entire engine bay harness is pulled out. The brake booster, clutch, everything is pulled out there. Then I got the carpet pulled out, which is over there. And then the interior is pretty well stripped. So now we just need to work on getting the rest of it all pulled out. So the firewall's all clean. Everything is pretty much pulled apart now. So now what I'm going to do is focus on stripping the body harness. I got to pull the fuel tank to get that plug out, and then do the lines, and then this is pretty much done. I'm going to pull the door panel harnesses off, all that stuff. And then once that's all apart, I'll bring the van in this spot. I'm going to roll this out into the driveway, and then start working on the other one. Okay, what are the next steps? Better check with the crew. They haven't really moved around very much, but they've been watching the whole time. Yeah, next step's going to be to finish the body harness, and then yeah, it should be good from there. Okay, nearly all the car is stripped now. I was just working on getting the exhaust pulled off, so I got all that exhaust pulled off, and then I also pulled the fuel tank and then the evap system. So all the underside, basically all the stuff I'm going to need. I'll pull the brakes and suspension stuff off later. So the next step is going to be just to take the rest of the body harness out, and then I'm actually going to pivot it and then roll it out into the driveway, and then kind of reassemble it to make it look like it's still a car, so it doesn't look like crap just sitting in the driveway. And then I'll be able to roll the van in here and start the van teardown. Okay, Stetson's gonna move the car out. So okay, go ahead and try to move it, buddy. No, you're pretty strong, but that takes a lot to move. So now we're gonna pull this out, and then I'm gonna kind of loosely reassemble it so I can put it in the driveway so it looks like a normal car. It's basically gutted. I just need to take a couple things off the back.